Hey everybody, this is Harry, one of the grumpy old men, gentlemen on film, and um, it's time. We're doing a marathon. Probably not a fuck you Ryan Chatterway marathon, but we had so much fun doing it the last time. I participated in one or two. Um, it's around the time I got sick, so wasn't able to participate in everything. Looked like crap. I just got out of the shower, didn't brush my hair, don't shave. Haven't been to work in 3 months. I go back Thursday or Friday back to work for a few days, see how that goes. And if it doesn't work out, looks like retirement for me. Anyways, um, our grumpy old gentleman, each one of us picked two movies to watch. We gave each other two movies to watch, and I decided to go with James as first. Um, and so the two films he picked for everybody Dracula films. So the 1931 Dracula, which is in this box set, classic monster set from Universal. It's on Blu-ray and looks phenomenal on on Blu-ray. They did really nice restoration work on it. Um, it stars Bela Lugosi. Everybody knows that. It's classic. Um, his breakout role, and looking to see here. And then they did several ones afterwards. They actually said the Spanish version. I've watched it one time. I have not watched in a while, but the Spanish version of Dracula. Of course, they didn't use Bela Lugosi in that one, but another actor, and they said that one was a lot better than this 1931 one. So, um, yeah, it's pretty cool. Moving. It looks great. It's classic. I've seen it several times before. Um, um, was directed by Ted Browning. I'm trying to pull up my notes here. Um, Very professional. Um, but yeah, Ted Browning directed it. The movie goes at a quick pace. Both films, because I watched also the horror Dracula from 1958 with Christopher Lee. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but this one was about an hour 20 minutes, and Dracula 1931 was about an hour and 15 minutes. Good time there. Um, the 1931 version, like I said, Bela Lugosi plays Count Dracula. David Manners is David Harker. Helen Chandler, uh, Mina. Um, Dwight Fry is Renfield, plays a pretty crazy Renfield. And Edward Van Sloan plays Van Helsing in this film. And he was a younger guy, but he played an older man in it. But it's a great film. Very atmospheric. There's no music score to it. During the film, everything is so eerie. You know how they talk about Nosferatu, which buddy Mike did Nosferatu both films yesterday. He watched those both. The 1922 version is very atmospheric, creepy. The 1931 is really creepy. Bela Lugosi creeps me out, and in this film, and yeah, it's just not having no music in it, and just hearing the noises, the background noises, and everything in it. Makes it really creepy and does the job. And Ted Browning, who was the director of this film, I'm looking up here other films. I know he did Freaks. Um, that I'm familiar with. He directed a lot of films during the silent era, and during his sound era, he didn't do that many. His last one called Miracles for Sale but he did Freaks, Iron Man, Dracula, Outside the Law, Fast Workers, Mark of the Vampire, and The Devil Doll. Those are the ones that he did during the sound era, and he wound up dying in 1962. It was well directed, well acted. You could tell it's stagey, like a stage play. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this one because I believe everybody has seen Dracula from 1931. Now, the next one is this one, Horror Dracula. I rented it one time before on Netflix. I still do the DVD Blu-ray thing. Y'all should know that by now because I mentioned it 100 times. I did not own this, so when he mentioned, when James mentioned this film, I said, well, I can rent it on Amazon Prime, but I wound up buying it. It was on Warner Archive Blu-ray, so because I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, and that's what usually I do, is I rent it or stream it and then purchase it later, kind of like testing it, see if I like it and want to put it in my library, and I did. Mainly for nostalgia reasons, because my mother was a big horror fan of the classics, and she loved Christopher Lee films. Vincent Price was her man when it comes to horror, but she loved Christopher Lee. And this has the best of British actors at that time. You had Peter Cushing, you got Christopher Lee, you got Michael Gough. This one was directed by Terence Fisher, and it's a Hammer film, the first Hammer film for Hammer Productions, and it was the first Hammer film I've seen or I remember seeing. I've probably seen one or two and don't realize they were Hammer films. There was one my mother used to watch. It was a Dracula movie, and I want to say it was Christopher Lee. Can't remember. It's been so long ago. But all I remember him was a burning mansion or burning house, and he falling out of the building and landing on the wrought iron fencing, and it pierced him through his back, through his heart. Freaked me out. I was a little kid when I saw that. I don't know the name of it. Maybe y'all know. You could tell me in the comments if you're a big Hammer horror fan. Of course, this one here, The Horror of Dracula, is in color. And it's short but sweet. And it was given the name Horror of Dracula here in the U.S. because they didn't want it confused with the Universal Dracula film. So they gave this name here. And then in England it was called Dracula. Short but sweet, like I said, both films. Very entertaining. If I had to pick between the both of them, I would pick the 1931 version. Just because it had more atmosphere, there was no music in it. It was more creepier. Bela Lugosi with those eyes creeping you out, just staring. The only funny thing was the bat scenes in the 1931 version. They got me when he turned into a bat and they're trying to shoot the bat away or kill the bat, and you can tell it's on wires and stuff like that. That was kind of funny, but you got to put yourself in that time frame. That was something different for people in 1931 they never seen before. That wasn't the norm in films. It's just like now with horror films. Now I think, like me and my daughter talk. I'm not a horror fan, but we do talk about some films, and you know how people laugh now about The Exorcist being kind of cheesy. It's not scary. If you put yourself in 1973 shoes, people from 1973, it was scary. My mother never went to a movie theater after watching that movie again. After seeing Jaws in 1975, it took me a while to go back in the ocean. My mother actually had a fear of birds from watching the movie The Birds. those weren't the norms. Now you've seen everything now. Slasher films, people getting killed, people getting eaten, cutting their limbs off to get away. People are numb to it. There's nothing new to scare anybody. It's the same crap over and over again. So horror films, I don't think will ever be the same because it's just retreads of old stories, and it's the same scenarios. That's my opinion. Now you get a few good ones. Now me and my daughter were talking, and we're not talking about Dracula now, of course. But anyways, she got me watching the Conjuring series because all I wanted to do was watch La Llorona, I think it's called. And I said, "Oh, that looks interesting." But she said, "Oh, that's part of the Conjuring film series." So, so now I'm renting them from Netflix and going through them. So I'll have to watch. I watched the Conjuring. I watch Annabelle. Then I got the Conjuring 2, so I'm watching them in order. But anyways, yeah, this was scary stuff to people back then. They didn't know what to make of it. Bela Lugosi or Christopher Lee. Even though I prefer the 1931 version, this is still good. It's in color. It's got great actors in it. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble. And enjoy them. Watch those movies. Watch them. Dracula, 1931. October's coming. Halloween. It's time to get in the mood for that shit. Talk to you later. Bye.